And here we are, the final episode of the Dex Holder's abilities explained. Well, for now anyway. Because the Sword and Shield Dex Holders don't have official titles yet, I won't be covering them for now. However, today I'll be covering both Kalos and Alola's Dex Holders, due to these regions only having 2 Dex Holders each. Now, with the introduction out of the way, let's begin. First up, we have X. X got his first Pokedex from Trevor, who got it from Professor Sycamore. His first and only Pokedex is a Kalos Generation 6 Pokedex. Now onto his ability, which is the Loner. That's right, X's ability is just being a lonely person. As I said in the previous Dex Holder video, the things that I call special skills are now more of titles these days, rather than relating to anything in specific. However, there's still some things I want to talk about for X. When X was a child, he was a super good battler, and he won a junior youth tournament. After this, X got bombarded by reporters and paparazzi, who would constantly follow him despite his dislike of them. Eventually, X succumbed to the pressure of this and locked himself inside of his room for years, whilst Y's mother, Grace, came to deliver him things like food. Although X may sound overdramatic, you have to remember he was a really young child at this time. Anyway, back to the present with what X shines at the most, which is his ability to keep his skills from when he was a child. I don't know exactly how long X was in his room for, but it was a long time, and his skills haven't faltered at all, being able to come up with high IQ counters to his opponent's moves, even surpassing things like Red's done. For example, avoiding hypnosis waves by using Greninja to block his ears with water. Also, X is notably famous for being able to Mega Evolve his entire team all at one time, although it played a heavy toll on his mental state. Next is Y. Y, just like X, got her Pokedex from Trevor, who got it from Professor Sycamore, and it's the exact same as X's. Y's special skill is finally an actual special skill, being the Flyer. As the name suggests, she excels at sky battles to a crazy degree. As the skill doesn't take too much explaining, instead, I'm going to talk about her best showcase of using it, being her fight against her mind-controlled classmates and her biggest hater, Yvette. These guys all have a sky battle right next to a helicopter, and Y is outnumbered against like 18 trainers to her and her one fletchling, who actually manages to evolve in this battle, with Y managing to take the victory with it. Keep in mind, these Sky Trainers are not just regular trainers. These guys all come from a Sky Trainer Academy, so Y taking them all out is actually very impressive. A pretty cool skill, and it's nice to have some uniqueness within the trainers. Now we move on to the Alola region, with our next pair of Dex Holders. Firstly, we have Sun, who got his Pokedex from Professor Kukui. Sun's special skill is the Saver. So in other words, we're back to titles being titles. Sun's title of the Saver was given to him due to him wanting to save 100 million yen to buy back his grandfather's island, which was taken by the Aether Foundation when he died. This task is a long one, and it takes him 5 years to do so. Eventually though, Sun actually does manage to get this money, and I'm not gonna lie, this level of dedication is incredible. Like 100 million yen is a lot of money, and Sun not only managed to work, but also had the willpower to save up all that money, rather than spending it and getting deterred from his goal. He really is truly a master saver. However, in relation to everything else, I really don't know how good that is. Like, it took 5 years of his life, and spoiler alert, it wasn't even worth it. So, on to the next one. Last but definitely not least is Moon. Moon also got her Pokedex from Professor Kukui. However, she got hers later than Sun got his, as she got it in order to help Sun complete his island trial. Also, her Pokedex is actually a Rotom Dex, unlike Sun's. Moon's special skill is once again an actual special skill, which I'm very thankful for. This is the skill of the Mixer. This title relates to Moon's pharmacist skills, being able to treat both people and Pokemon. She's able to create medicine from both berries and poison, which also landed her the nickname Miss Poison, along with the fact that she loves poison types. Moon is from the Sinnoh region and belongs to a family of scholars, and at the age of 6, she managed to get a doctorate, which is unfathomably impressive. Moon left to the Alola region in search of a rare medicine that could only be found there, in order to help cure a Piplup that got sick due to her mistake. A special skill that's very cool and also unique, along with her having a noble goal. I hope in the future we can see more special skills that are parallel to real life jobs, but in the Pokemon world, like Moon for example, and also Blake, who's a Dex Holder secret agent. And with that said, we've officially reached the end of this series. You may be wondering, what's next? Well, I plan to rank all the Dex Holders' special skills in a tier list, so keep an eye out for that video. And some of you may have noticed that I made a poll discussing what would you guys like to see next, and from the looks of it, I'll be covering the Dex Hoarder teams, so be prepared for that as well. One last thing I'd like to say is the reception to my most recent video was amazing, so thank you all for that as well, being all you new subscribers and you old returning ones. And on the topic of subscribers, thank you all for 1,000. More content will be coming your way soon. Now then, take care.